Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but I'm Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a Dalu. The hardest part on my tongue, digging into warm glue. I'ma throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist, but you smell me. One spark, then I bet you I'ma blow up. Then throw my name around, get stupid, then you go dumb. No rest for the weary, or versus thinking in his man, but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up, but took a knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks, you just set the con. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s they can throw they like. Up in the storage and I'm man. Up, down, down, man, I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja turtle back, turtle clans, get defeated. Hot in my ride, you can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me, cause I'm a guy ball. Bad attitude like a rocket, my whole to the A, and I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? It's your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You feel on the West Coast? Get up! You already know that the early bird gets the worm. And today, I'm going to talk about will Superman Legacy live up to Man of Steel in the eyes of certain people? Because still you got certain people like Henry Cavill is my Superman, and I feel like that's divisive. So we gotta talk about it today. And of course, we coming from Mr. Shirtless himself, Bo DeMayo. So that's the reason why we're talking about this. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hope you guys are healthy. Shout out to my man Heavy Gan over at the Heavy Gan channel. But you already know what it is. The real question is, all right. Let me get that out of here. Actually, let me get that out of here. All right, let me see who is matter of fact, I did that in a minute. Let me see who was all up here. Torian, what's up? Man, catch the replay. It's not called Superman Legacy. It's just called Superman saying Superman Legacy. No one would know what you're talking about. Well, when I pulled up Superman 2025 for the logo, Superman Legacy was still there. Sue me. So sue me. If there was a logo that said Superman 2025 for PNG, you got me. But it wasn't. So, oh well. It is what it is. I'm at James Gunn will make us believe a man can fly again. Great and powerful dad. What's going on? And Mega Fan, I'm not mad at you. It's just what was on there. I gotta use what I got. Man of Steel was a weak Superman story. Gunn's gonna make this character special again. Visit Solace, thank you so very much for that comment. I am a big fan of Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill's Superman, I'm saying Superman was really great. And if you have been a part of, if you watch any of my shows or anything, you know that I really like his Superman. I think his Clark Kent was trash. You know, if you go back and watch Man of Steel, there are scenes in there where he's Clark Kent, and it's just nowhere close to believable. They don't even make it believable. Unlike if you go Superman 1978, I mean, Christopher Reeves pulls off literally the best duality that I've seen so far. I'm talking about over Lois and Clark, Superman and Lois, um, Superman Returns, which I give Brandon Roth his props on that. His performance was Christopher Reeves esque. That movie, I just did not like that movie, but I do like the performance of Brandon Roth as Superman and Clark Kent. What's up, Carol Black? Tracy Woods, what's good? Good morning, good morning, good morning. So when I look at Henry Cavill, and again, if I'm just need a Superman that punch people and beat up people, I mean, so far that is the best one. But I don't know where Corn Sweat's carry or his portrayal of Superman. I don't know where it's going to be. It's because we haven't got that yet. Of course, we're getting the trailer on Thursday. So right now, I don't know what that characterization is going to look like because it's not on screen yet. But from what I have seen, what's up, Moses Blackthorn? What's good? From what I have seen James Gunn do, though, with characters, this might be the best portrayal ever. And I'm saying that because what I've seen James Gunn do, for one, big WWE fan, right? All the way back to WWF, you know what I'm saying? AWA, WWF, the whole nine, so on and so forth. Mother Mar, what's up? And Warwick 9, what's good? So when it comes to John Cena, right? I was like, dude, love John Cena. I remember the episode where he came out and was like, we need ruthless aggression. You know what I mean? Or whatever, or you know what I mean? When he was talking to Kurt Angle. Still remember that like it happened yesterday, right? So his Doctor of Thugonomics to, you know, he's going into the John Cena, John Cena, you know, with the salute. It's John Cena. And John Cena's character was getting boring. It was getting old. It was getting tired. Like, dude, oh my God. Like, turn this dude heel. Make him do something. But I'm legitimately tired of John Cena, right? So for a long time, when John Cena would come out, Brother Juma, Jihad, what's going on? When John Cena would come out, I'm like, dude, if they don't do something with this guy, I know he's the same guy. I know he sell merch. You know what I'm saying? One of the goats of wrestling. You can say what you want to. You can say he got the 5 moves of doom. So did Ric Flair. So did Hogan. You know what I mean? So, but when I look, you know, but when the guy was coming out, I was just like, Jesus Christ. If this dude don't do something different, I'm going to lose my mind. Until he did Peacemaker. And when he did Peacemaker, and I know he's been in other movies and stuff like that, and it just didn't hit because to me, he was playing. What's up, Sheet? To me, this is just me personally. He was always playing John Cena to me, just John Cena role until Peacemaker, and the way that James Gunn portrayed John Cena's character, portrayed Peacemaker, made me believe in Peacemaker. Made me believe like this guy is just going through a like racist daddy, living with a bird. He's not the smartest guy in the group, but the believability that made the guy awesome. Like, just be honest. Peacemaker was awesome. Even when he was in The Suicide Squad was way better movie than Suicide Squad. It was way better movie than Justice League. It was way better movie than Justice League. What was that? The one even the Snyder cut. Even though I like that 3-hour Snyder cut, like what 3.5 hour Snyder cut. You know, watching it in noir, you know what I mean, and all of that. Yeah, it was cool, but I wasn't as entertained. I was there for the visuals. I was there for the advanced story. There was a lot more that I got out of it. But when I'm talking about from start to finish, what I felt at the end of it, did I connect with the character? That's what I'm talking about. Did I connect with the character? And at the end of Peacemaker, I completely connected with the character. Because no matter what movie that you see, and when you see movies, you get into the spectacle. Transformers is a spectacle. I did not get into Shia LaBeouf's character. Sam Witwicky did not care if he lived or died. You know what I'm saying? He was Daniel Witwicky to me in Headmasters. Somebody that I wish would just get flattened by a Transformer. Honestly, because yes, I apologize for that, but like I said, Transformers, the spectacle. You got the Transformers doing this, and Transformers doing it. You got all of this action. But when you actually look at the base of the story, it sucks. It's not good. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's a MacGuffin story. We got to go get this before the evil guy gets it and he takes over the world. Is that not something that we heard all the time? Where's the character study? Where's the hero's journey? You know, who, what, where, when, and why. The basis of a story. I learned that in the second grade. Who, what, where, when, and why of a story. So if you don't have that, you know what I mean? Like, what do I honestly have as far as storytelling? So getting back to Man of Steel. Man of Steel was awesome spectacle-wise. But as an actual movie, and I as much as I love Henry Cavill, I just did not buy him. I didn't buy his Clark Kent. There's no way, man. You look like Superman. Put glasses on. You're not even making yourself this. So the one thing that I liked about Christopher Reeve's portrayal of Clark Kent, the hair, the look, he turns into a character. He didn't have to use magic. Remember in the comics, Superman put on his glasses and he could use whatever magic, some MacGuffin that they wrote for Superman because he's so OP. That's why he's not one of my favorite characters as far as comic book wise. You know what I mean? Instead of betraying a character, one thing I like about Bruce Wayne, Batman. Bruce Wayne is this, Batman is that. And no matter who has played him, except for George Clooney, because his version he was a good Bruce Wayne, not a good Batman. So, George Clooney aside, everybody else was a pretty good Bruce Wayne Batman. This is just my opinion. In my opinion, because you got to distinguish of two characters. And when you're looking at that, if you're looking at Clark Kent, he has to be a character just as much as Superman is a character. Go back and watch Man of Steel. There's no difference between Clark Kent and Superman. There's no difference. There's no difference in the acting. There's no difference in the style. There's no difference in none of that. You know what I mean? There's no difference in any of that. Until he becomes Superman, that's when you're like, oh, snap. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm into it. But it's Clark Kent is just as important to the mythos of Superman as Superman himself. And I like the fact James Gunn made an emphasis on saying, I'm going to make sure that Clark Kent is just as important as Superman. So when I look at the Henry Cavill, and I'm gonna get to Bo DeMayo's statement. When I look at, when David Courtesway could bring to the table over Henry Cavill, if he nails his Clark Kent, you got me. He's you know what I'm saying? I'm on board. So let me get to the story real quick. Let me share my screen and let me bring up what Bo DeMayo, and this is why I say it's divisive, because you can't just say, I mean, you can, but I don't buy it. When people just say that only could be one, and he can't move on from Man of Steel and yada yada yada. Oh, how long ago was Man of Steel? Like, think about how long ago was Man of Steel? Like, I want a new T'Challa. You talking about Henry Cavill's Man of Steel? Like the Snyder, and I'm gonna bring up the numbers of the Snyderverse, just the numbers and what the numbers say, box office numbers, from Man of Steel to Flash to Justice League, Batman v Superman. Let's look at the numbers and say and see, did this really need to continue? And that's what tell you what you need to know. So, for FanDeWire, posted up this article, says Henry Cavill is Superman. Bo DeMayo, Mr. Take his shirt off himself, can't move on from the real Man of Steel as James Gunn ready to reveal first trailer. And to me, I get it, but how many Superman have there been? And Bo DeMayo was like, I can't move on from the real Man of Steel. Dude, his Superman movie was okay. It was cool. Not saying it was horrible. It was cool. But that doesn't mean it was the greatest thing on earth. I give you guys an example before I continue to read. If they would have made Clark Kent try to save Pa Kent when they had that scene under the underpass and he failed, instead of saying, nah, I'm cool, let me die. It's a tornado, let me die. If he would have did it, if he still would have said, I don't care what Paul Kent said, I'm going to save him, and he failed in the process of that, and Pa end up dying, then that's a total. Now you're starting to get into characterization. You're starting to get to the emotions of a character. You're starting to say, I can't allow someone to die on my watch when I try to save him. That right there would give me more of a feeling of why he wants to be a Superman, the Superman. He has to save people because he tried to save his father, his adoptive father, and he couldn't. He did it, and he failed in the process. That's a hero's journey. To me, he just, don't save me. Tornado, don't save me. Dude, come on, man. Like, who's going to see him? If this move moves at the blink of an eye, right? If he moves at a blink of an eye, then how can he not save him? And in the process of that, you know what I mean? Process of that, if something was to happen where, because of the amount of force, Superman, Clark goes over there, grabs him, snatches him, and he ends up, the force was just too much because you're moving at the speed of sound, that it eternally kills him because he tried to save him. Then you can say, damn, he tried to save him, but it was him that did it. So he's more reluctant to maybe save somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because look what he did. And then you have you can get into that internal conflict with, you know what I'm saying, with Superman, why he want to be Clark Kent. You get what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, I'd rather be Clark Kent. And it's because of this threat from Zod, now I gotta be Superman. Because now I got a threat. Now I know who I am. I've been knowing this, but since I accidentally killed my daddy trying to save him, you know what I mean? I've been having this internal conflict. I know what I can do. I know that I have, I created this persona so I don't have to. Now that I have to, there's no, who can be able to save us? Now you can say, look up at the sky. There's a bird. It's a plane. Nah, it's Superman. Now I can root for Superman. Are you understanding where I'm coming from now? So, if Man of Steel would be literally one of the top superhero films of all time if I could have got that eternal conflict to become Superman, I wouldn't have a problem. I would agree with Bo and say, you know what? I can't move over from that because man, look what they did. Look how they portrayed that character, and look at this and look at that. Is David Cornsway going to be able to compete with that? I don't know, but we didn't get that. So let's get to Bo DeMayo, and let's see what he is talking about. While DCU launches their new Superman, a sweet encounter between Simu Liu and Henry Cavill proves to Bo DeMayo why Cavill is the best. Mr. Take your shirt off. I want that man to put on a shirt, for one. Bo DeMayo shared, put on a shirt. Bo DeMayo shared his little take. I love it. I hate that they did this because this is petty, but Bo DeMayo shared his little take on a sweet encounter between two superhero actors for Marvel and DC's universe. Marvel's Shang-Chi and actor Simu Liu couldn't get over how sweet Superman actor Henry Cavill was towards him at a restaurant. DeMayo also praised Cavill, calling him the real Superman. As this encounter gained attention on one corner of the internet, others are discussing James Gunn's upcoming film, Superman. The first look poster was dropped on Monday, and the trailer is set to be released soon for one of the most anticipated films of 2025. Bo DeMayo calls Henry Cavill Superman after Simu Liu's story. Bo DeMayo couldn't stop showering praise on Henry Cavill after Simu Liu's sweet story about meeting Cavill at a restaurant. During his appearance at the Fan Expo Canada, Liu shared that he had the chance to meet fellow superhero actor Cavill at the Carbone Hotel in Las Vegas. The Shang-Chi actor went to Cavill's table at the restaurant to meet him. Liu was humble when he introduced himself as a fan and told him that he might not recognize Liu. However, Cavill knew that the Marvel star and gave him a huge hug. Liu recalled that he came over to his table and introduced him to Kim's convenience store friend. Liu shared about the encounter. I got up and kind of went over and was like, "Hi, I don't know if you know who I am, but I just wanted to say I'm a huge fan of you." And it's like one of those things. He wraps me up in a bear hug. He's like, dude, of course I know who you are. You're the best. Maybe I'm embellishing at this point. He said a lot of nice things. And then he came over and introduced himself to the whole table. So all of my friends. Further, when Liu and friends went to pay the bill, he learned that Cavill already settled their dining bill. The waiter told him, Mr. Cavill has taken care of your bill. Liu was truly impressed by Cavill's class act. DeMayo couldn't agree with Liu more, as he shared on his X about the Man of Steel actor. DeMayo went after DC as he wrote that he couldn't understand how anyone had a problem working with Cavill. He further asserted Henry Cavill is Superman. Yep, as you and this is Bo DeMayo on his X. Yep, as you said, awesome guy. Has anyone have how anyone can have a issue working with him is beyond me. Henry Cavill is Superman. Interestingly, DeMayo was fired by Marvel after the studio conducted internal investigation against him and found out his egregious behavior. Somebody was going to bring that up. Just trust me. Anytime he makes a statement, somebody was going to bring that up. When is James Gunn's Superman trailer coming out? All right, after Creature Commandos, James Gunn is all set to move forward with the marketing of his first big theatrical release within the DCU, Superman. A motion poster of David Cornswet is in the Superman suit dropped on Monday. It was also an invite for the press to witness the trailer release event on Warner Brothers Burbank lot. Gunn's Superman will release its trailer to the public on December the 19th. It's a couple days from now for the day of this recording. The same day when Creature Commandos is set to drop its 4th episode. It is also said that this episode will feature an appearance from the Man of Steel himself. Oh, I'm trying to tell y'all, Gun kicking with the good fish grease too. I'm trying to tell. I did not know this, oh boy. It is being said that the episode will feature an appearance from the Man of Steel itself. Besides Cornswet, Retro Brosnan, Nicholas Hoult, Skylar Grissenden, and many others form the star cast of this film. And that is the poster. Of course, I think that poster is all. That poster is awesome. And somebody pointed out that if you really look, and I'm gonna see if I can, let me see if I can bring it up. You can see that this is a different suit than the one that was on that was in filming. So this looks like it's a little bit more tighter. You can see the beads in it, but it was on X. According to the official synopsis, Superman tells the story of Superman's journey to reconcile with his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as Clark Kent of Smallville, Kansas. Gunn and Safran have confirmed that the film would not be an origin story. Thank God. Superman will hit theaters July 11, 2025. I can't wait. I'm getting my tickets early for this. And I do like the fact that they're basically doing what they did with Batman Year One. That it's not an origin story that they're doing. They're basically doing a Batman Year One. So that is that story. And to Bo DeMayo's credit, you know, Bo DeMayo is an excellent writer. Did a lot of good things with X-Men 97. So I'm not taking anything away from Bo DeMayo's credibility and what he thinks. My thing is that, you know, that's just like me saying Christopher Reeves is Superman. Well, Christopher Reeves Superman hasn't been Superman since 1987. You know what I mean? Or what's his name? Tom Wellens, Superman, from Smallville. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny, and this is just my thing here. He does look like he'd be Aaron Donald's brother, though. J. Rob, I agree with you. This is my thing. When we pigeonhole a character, like I've been saying with Recast T'Challa, when you pigeonhole just one actor to a role, it's unfair to the person who's coming after him. And yes, Bo DeMayo has a fan base. Bo DeMayo is so popular that this little tweet got picked up by FanTheWire. And what I have a problem with is that we can only have one, this is an opinion. Yes, Henry Cavill is a good Superman, but he's not the Superman. They've been Superman ever since George Reeves. You know what I mean? There's Superman. Hell, we got a CGI Superman in the Flash. So we had Superman. I wish he would have that same energy for Black Panther. That yes, even though that T'Challa was played by Chadwick Boseman, we would love to see an Aldis Hodge or somebody else play Superman. I mean, play Black Panther. You know what I mean? To be the new T'Challa. I wish they would do that instead of getting on your platform and I get it. Henry Cavill might be the nicest person in the world, but obviously Warner Brothers had problems with everything. Or they wouldn't have brought Peter Safran and James Gunn in to run the DCU. Now, let's look at this. Snyderverse movie numbers. Let's pull this up real quick. Let's see what the DCEU box office numbers were and where do they rank, right? Where do these numbers rank as far as worldwide box office numbers, when you can say, man, they should have continued this franchise? All right, so let's go. Since we're starting with Man of Steel, let me share my screen again and let's see these numbers. And I hate to compare them to Marvel, but that's the barometer that we can compare it to, because these are two movie franchises with big budget films that's doing superhero movies. So in 2013, Man of Steel, June 14th, 2023, Man of Steel was introduced. And again, this is why I'm like, Bo, this is 11 years ago. Almost 12 years ago. And you're really like, oh, well, Man of Steel was I mean Henry Cavill's Man of Steel was just a, you get what I'm saying? He's the real Superman, not that guy they just brought over. That's kind of, this kind of sucks for David Cornsweet that you would do that. You know what I mean? But if we're looking at the numbers, right? If you look at the numbers, Man of Steel, had a budget of, and this is the production budget up here. Man of Steel's production budget for that time was $225 million. Opening weekend, it made $116 million. That's good. But domestically, it didn't fare any better after that. It did not double its domestic box office numbers. It only hit $667 million. Financially successful, but it's not a blockbuster hit. Right? And then I could bring up, the Rotten Tomato scores of the DCEU, but I'm just looking at numbers because to me, numbers tell the story because that's the people who's going to go watch the movies. Right? That's the one who's going to go watch the movies is the people who's buying the tickets. Right? So Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, $263 million budget, $166 million opening weekend. Domestically hit $330 million. End up being $872 million film. As much as I didn't like Batman v Superman, the theatrical cut, I think the director's cut is way better. You know what I mean? That's still a really good number. It's still a really good number, even though the movie itself, like I said at the beginning of this, all spectacle, poor story. Very not good story. Very good spectacle parts, but not a very good story, right? Then you had Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad, $175 million budget, $133 million. And let's be honest, the Suicide Squad benefited for Batman v Superman, even though I don't think Batman v Superman was a good movie. Suicide Squad was even worse of a movie, right? It was the worst of the movies. Of the first three movies of the DCEU, Suicide Squad was the worst. Standout star was Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, but other than that, trash. But if you look at financially, these are not bad numbers. So of course we can keep going if you're making this kind of coin for us. You start off with $67 million. Yeah, the budget was a lot more. But if you look at these numbers, they're not bad numbers. Wonder Woman, the better story out of all of this, right? $150 million budget. I didn't like the end, but still way better movie. 807, worldwide ended up being $817 million. Financially, their best at this point. Their best movie. Batman v Superman was at this point second best film, second best box office numbers. Justice League, $300 million budget. To me, this was an L. They made $655 million. Justice League was not good at all. It was not. Okay, Snyder Cut, way better, but the actual theatrical cut of that movie was trash. And we all knew it. That's why you see the $655 million. Out of a $300 million budget, you really baked, you have to take in consideration marketing and all of that. Man, you didn't make any money. Now, the box office success was Aquaman. $160 million budget, which is crazy because you got all these underwater scenes and all of that. And it did not even have the production budget of Justice League and made over $1 billion. Made over $1 billion. Financially, great. Now, if you start looking at these numbers, $85 million for Shazam, made $363 million. You'll say, well, $363 million, you know what I'm saying, kind of sucks compared to the last movie that they did in 2018. But at an $85 million budget, that's not bad. It's not great. And then you start getting into the not great territory. Birds of Prey, trash. Wonder Woman 1984, trash. It didn't even make its money back. $200 million budget. Look at here, $200 million budget. Opening weekend, $16 million. And you start to see a pattern. You went from all of these movies hitting 116, 166, opening weekend, 133, 103, 93, 67, 53, 33, 16. Start to see a pattern. You started to see a pattern. And this is where the DCEU started to fail. Now, also on top of that, Marvel is doing numbers at this point. Marvel is doing numbers at this point, right? So when you're looking at comparing the two, Marvel is completely killing them at this point. Now you just look at the franchises being dead in the water. After Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 1984, this franchise was dead in the water. None of this is financially successful. Even though I like Blue Beetle, $120 million budget, and you only make $128 million, that's not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut the mustard. The Flash, trash. 66, a $200 million budget, you made $266 million worldwide. You know what I mean? Ezra Miller shouldn't even been in that movie, but that's something different. You know what I mean? Black Adam, $200 million budget, not good. I haven't watched it since I went to the movies. $390 million. It is funny that the Suicide Squad was the better movie. Was not financially good. Financially, it was trash. $185 million budget, $167 million. But people will say that's the better movie. Out of all of these movies, Aquaman Lost Kingdom I still haven't watched that movie. Still haven't watched, and you're right. The audience gave up on the DCEU. They just gave up. It was like, why am I continuing to watch this? And then at this particular time, this was the height of Marvel too. It was the height of Marvel. Now you could blame some of these numbers on the pandemic. You can 2020, but Birds of Prey and the Fantastic Emancipation of One Harley Quinn was a garbage movie. It was garbage. Super stupid. Wonder Woman 1984. It was horrible. It was horrible. I remember doing a live with my brother about that. It was horrible. Not good. Has no, again, Wonder Woman 1984 almost over $800 million on $150 million budget. You up the budget by $50 million, and it didn't even crack $200 million. It didn't even get even. You know what I mean? Now, I'm only going to do this. We go back. And we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it from 2013 up. And let's just see if we see the same things in the numbers. I'm going to only go to from 2013 on up. So to give you a barometer, you know what I mean, of what James Gunn could do with the DCU going forward. I'm going to start at 2013. Iron Man 3, $200 million budget, over $1 billion. Right? Over $1 billion. Now, again, maybe it's because it's coming off the boost of the Avengers in 2012. Because I'm not going to sit up here and act like these movies did not have any which is crazy. It's the Captain America: The First Avenger was a $370 million movie, and to me that was the best movie of the besides Iron Man. But that's just, I thought it was better than Iron Man, but maybe that's just me. I've never seen these numbers, but yeah, 2013 Iron Man, $1 billion movie. Dark World got a little bit of boost because of Avengers. Endgame, but Thor: The Dark World at the time, financially still successful, but not as successful as Iron Man, $644 million. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, the best movie one of the best movies in the MCU period. $714 million. Guardians of the Galaxy, another one, banger, $770 million. Avengers: Age of Ultron, where people don't even really still care for that movie, was still over $1 billion, $1.3 billion. Ant-Man, you said with $130 million budget, was still $500 million movie. And Ant-Man, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. Captain America: Civil War, over $1 billion. Doctor Strange, $600 million. Under $165 million. They're baking money. Like, they're baking money. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, $869 million. But Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I think is good. A lot of people don't like it. I think it's good. I think it's good. But you say they should have never got rid of the Snyderverse. The Snyderverse was not financially successful. Or they should never got rid of Snyder. I get it. But remember, Snyder lost his daughter too. So I get what you're saying, Kevin. But Snyder lost his daughter too. So I understand. Dr. Carpenter, what's going on? So I do get it. But if you look at the numbers, like, and they're competing, remember at this time, because Captain America: Civil War was going against Batman v Superman. Remember, Kevin Feige expedited Captain America: Civil War to go up against DC's Batman v Superman, and he won. He won. So over $1 billion. Doctor Strange, 600, a little over $600 million. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, $869 million. Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man Homecoming, $878 million. $850 million for Thor Ragnarok, which I think is awesome. Over $1 billion for a solo Black Panther film. $200 million for Infinity War. Yeah, even Ant-Man got a little bump from the last movie. Another $100 million on top of that. Captain Marvel, $1 billion. Endgame, $2 billion. Far From Home, $1 billion. This almost hit $3 billion. And then you start to see the numbers go down with Black Widow. And I think this had to do with the pandemic. To me, this suffered completely from the pandemic. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, the Eternals all suffer from the pandemic. But Spider-Man, almost $200 million. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, $900 million. Again, DC was not making this type of money. And yes, I do agree with the Snyder. They should have never got rid of Snyder. But this was Warner Brothers doing Warner Brothers crap. As much as I hate Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, still made $153 million. Thor: Love and Thunder, trash movie, made $760 million, more than Ant-Man. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And see, that's why I don't like when they talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, because it made $463 million. It was not his fault. It was not Jonathan Major's fault. It wasn't. They screwed the ending. So out of the two movies in 2022, the only two movies that was not financially successful was two. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania still made over his budget, but was not what you call a financial success. The Marvels and people went back and watched it on streaming and said, "Oh man, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was." No, you had people that was destroying the movie. And then Deadpool Wolverine, $133 billion. $103 billion, or $1.3 billion. So that's what I'm saying on that. It's not, when people talk about Superman and the DCU, you have to look at the numbers. Was people going out and watching these movies? Eventually, no, because they were doing what Marvel is doing now, just making stuff. Because they took the financial direction. They took the financial direction that was going to be laid out and threw it out the window just to make money, or tried to stay in competition with Marvel. So now you have somebody who came from Marvel, who's seen how it worked, And I think what before I wrap this up, Guardians of the Galaxy came out in 2014. So James Gunn has been there developing this probably since what, 2011? 20, you know what I'm saying? At least by 2011, maybe late 2010. So he's been around since the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe as we know it now. And, you know, look at where we're at with James Gunn and Peter Safran taking the reins. And like I said, don't compete with Marvel. If I could meet James Gunn right now, I'll say, whatever you do, please don't compete with Marvel. Be different. Be completely different. The reason why The Boys is so successful, because it's completely different than Marvel and DC. Invincible, even though it's a cartoon, it's completely different from Marvel and DC. If you look at, you know, trying to think of something else, but I can't. But they're just completely different from. Just be completely different from Marvel. Don't be like, Warner Brothers had, you know, was trying to, you know, get their next Kevin Feige and trying to be like Marvel. You don't have to be. Just be different. Make interesting characters. Make these characters have some humanization to them where I want to root for them. Like I said, one scene in Man of Steel could have completely changed the barometer of what I felt about Henry Cavill Superman. And you got yourself a hit. But if not, Super Six, my brother Rico, what's up? I didn't see you. I didn't see here. I had to scroll up. Pharaoh, what's good? And I hear that a lot, that the Superman and Lois nailed the Clark Kent and Superman aspect, which is awesome. You know what I mean? But y'all tell me what y'all think. If you're watching this on a replay in the comment section, but tell me what you guys think and let me know.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Dre Max Show. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification so you can never, ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, y'all. Enjoy you guys this Tuesday. Where's my outro at? I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.